Hi guys, how'd you like Survivor tonight? Because I loved this episode. It was great, lots of backs and forths, and ultimately a surprising vote, I thought. But yeah, I thought, I keep waiting for the season to be awesome because everyone keeps saying it's awesome. But so far, I really liked Philippines better. So I'm waiting for things to turn around and see when it finally, gets great. But this episode was a great one. Excited to see the reward challenge, immunity challenge separate again. Y'all know I'm a fan of that. Shamar, I'll go over that quickly. I mean, I feel bad because I clearly had an issue, but he didn't really fight hard to stay in the game either. I'm sure he was all too happy to be able to leave on honorable terms. But I'm so glad he's gone. You can't be on the game. I get taking people that other people don't like till the end, like for Abby, but Abby ultimately was cool to watch, not just bang your head against a wall, annoying to watch. Does anyone know this actually? When does getting medevaced in the game excuse you from tribal council? Would that have to happen after an immunity challenge and that tribe had lost and then someone gets medevaced? Because I know that's happened in the past. So I'm just wondering, because yeah, it sucked for the fans to have to lose two people in one day. Let's go to the faves for a second here. Stealth are us. Now everybody's in on this alliance. I mean, on one hand, that's a brilliant move to, have Philip make everybody feel included, even though, he said it was just to keep the threats closer, because clearly Philip doesn't trust Brandon, and obviously Brandon doesn't trust Philip, and that's all well and good, and I guess everyone doesn't need a name to know they're in the alliance and who's in it, but I thought that was pretty funny and kind of cool. You should have a whole, tribe vibe. At least if you're going to give people names, give everyone a name and then have your sub-alliances. But I do definitely think it's important to have unison as a tribe. So the other thing is I feel like the faves are definitely coasting on their victories. I'm not seeing a lot of strategy happening here. Malcolm looked for the idol, and that's great, but no one else is looking for it. No one else is talking about who has it, except for Andrea, who didn't really talk about the idol, but talked about Malcolm and Corinne's alliance in the last episode. So kudos to Andrea for trying to stick on point here. But yeah, it doesn't seem, it's gonna be good for now while they're winning, but as we can see in the next episode, things are gonna heat up. I think Malcolm is in a good spot. He's showing himself to be reliable. He's on a majority alliance. He has his own sub-alliance. He has the idol. Things are looking good for him. So I'm pretty pumped about that. Also, Brenda is awesome. I love Brenda. I really hope she picks up her game because I know she has it in her and she kicks ass at those challenges. She's amazing. Anyway, huge fan of Brenda. So yeah, back to the fans tribe. I'm surprised that Laura got voted out. I like Eddie and Reynolds. I think Reynolds is a beast in challenges for sure, but they're not playing with their heads at all. They're playing with their bodies, and you need to have something else in the game in order to be successful, and it's not enough to just say we're strong, we need to keep this tribe strong. Like Laura said, very rightly so, you want to keep the tribe strong and base votes on strength for the first few days, but once alliances are in the mix, those are the ones that are going to get you further in the game. It's not just muscle, because then when the tribes merge, you want to get rid of the muscle, right? So they haven't really had good strategy. I think one option would have been for Reynolds to give, because really all they needed to do was buy time, right? I agree with Laura. I predicted this also as well in my last vlog, that the tribe mix is going to happen soon. So they really just need to buy themselves time, because the favorites have no idea what's going on in the fans tribe. So if Eddie and Reynolds make it in the mix to the different tribe, it's a whole new game for them. So what I think Reynolds should have done is convinced everyone else, okay, I'm gonna throw in the towel, I'm gonna vote for Eddie, let's start this anew. Obviously, if he hadn't burned so many bridges and some of the things he said before, then given his idol to Eddie and hopefully pulled that off, and then someone else would have gotten and voted out. Maybe Laura, probably Laura. But no, he didn't do that. And I think, honestly, if I were there, I would have voted Eddie out. I would have, because Laura said everything right. The mix is going to happen soon, and loyalty is going to be a priority. They're really limiting. They lost Shamar in their alliance, whatever. They're losing Laura now. They're dwindling their numbers. They're still in a majority, but I don't think I would have done that. I would have stuck for loyalty on that one, especially with the mix looming. So that's it for this episode. We definitely got a preview of the next episode. Brandon, what the hell? I mean, he was clearly threatening that rice and those beans way ahead of time. Like, he was waiting for someone to ruffle his feathers. Just like, literally just like pinch him, and he was gonna do something. So that leads me to think that the favorites lose a challenge and probably the immunity challenge. And then Brandon feels threatened and decides to do all of that. But the other thing that worries me is that some people looked like genuinely sad. I mean, there were like teary eyes in there. So I'm a little bit concerned that it's not just that and that something else tragic happens that's not, you know, like scooping in the fire or something as awful as that. So we'll see. What are your predictions? What did you think? How do you think the season compares to last season? Yeah, talk to me.